Hi guys, today I'm here to talk about the two-piece telescoping cane. So full disclosure, I bought this cane on accident. I meant to get a telescoping cane that telescopes to a much smaller size. So in this video, I'm taking my mishap as an opportunity to talk about this cane and hopefully help other people not make the same mistake that I did. And just to make it easier to talk about in this video, I'm going to refer to a standard telescoping cane, and by that I mean a telescoping cane that telescopes to about a foot to 10 inches. To start off, the cane itself comes to about 3 feet when it's as small as it'll get, and that's what you can see right here. It's around 3 feet. And so I will start at this end. So there is a hand loop here that you can put your hand in so that when you're carrying the cane you don't accidentally drop it in a puddle or something. I've never seen a cane that doesn't have one of these. You know, even if it's not threaded, there's still something to put your hand through. So this is pretty typical. And this cane is indeed threaded. Next is the grip. This is not my favorite grip. It's not super comfortable, especially that I have other Ambutech canes. This is an Ambutech cane. And those canes I feel have much more comfortable grips. So especially that Ambutech has better ones. I'm a little bit disappointed in the comfort of this grip, but there is a flat edge of the grip so that when you're holding it with your forefinger out like so, it's comfortable to hold. I have seen canes that don't have a flat side of the grip, it's completely round, so I'm pretty happy that this one does have that flat edge. And I think the design of the grip is kind of cool. The texture kind of shifts, so the design is that typical kind of wrapping around in a slightly diagonal direction. And so kind of each layer goes from kind of a lighter gray to a dark black. And I think that looks pretty cool. Next is the kind of body of the cane. So this is made out of graphite. It's probably not pure graphite. There's likely some carbon fiber mixed into that. But you may be able to see that I had mine customized. So I have this middle portion a pink color and this bottom portion a black color. And so the way I did this is I had to order directly from Ambutech, which is a manufacturer. I did not find any other websites where I could get this amount of color customization. And it does cost a little bit more to get the colors, but I really wanted to have a cane that I felt cool with, I guess. And so the way they do this is they stick on reflective tape in that color. So even though this bottom part is black, it's still very shiny, very reflective. So it's totally safe to get dark colors. You know, people will still be able to see the cane at night, especially when you're crossing a street. The next portion of the cane is kind of the defining piece of the two-piece telescoping. So it comes out like this, and it is white, and this I could not customize. Comes in white or not at all. And it comes out so that the entire length of the cane becomes about 5 feet in total. So it gets pretty big and pretty small, and you can use it at either of these legs. And so the way this kind of works is you pull it out to whatever length you want the cane to be, and then all you do is you twist it, and now the cane is stuck at this length. And it won't, I'm pushing here, but it's not going to get any smaller. And so I think that's kind of the big portion of the telescoping cane. It gets to any length you want between those two. And the one I have right here is a medium length cane. You can get them shorter or longer if you want. And then finally, the tip at the end here is a ceramic tip, and it screws in, and I'll show it to you up close. I have another video on this channel where I describe all the different cane tips and their pros and cons if you want some more details about different tips. But this is a very popular one, the ceramic. It's made out of ceramic. And here I'll show you the screw of the tip. When I first ordered it, I was a little bit worried that maybe it would feel kind of dainty or breakable, because ceramic is what you make bowls out of, and you don't drag bowls around on the ground. But I'm happy to say it feels very solid, very sturdy. You can definitely tell it's ceramic. It has that smooth kind of glassy feel, but it's not breaking or anything. And there is, of course, a black kind of rubbery plastic band around it. And so this tip is very popular because it's lightweight, and according to Ambutech, you can use it as both a constant contact and a 2-point touch tip, which for me was important because I prefer a constant contact technique. If you're getting a standard telescoping cane, you need to get a very light tip. And so that's a ceramic, a metal glide, or a pencil tip. Even a marshmallow tip will be too heavy and will split the cane. If not at first, then as soon as you hit an object with kind of the stick of the telescoping cane, then it'll break it. This cane, the two-piece, is a bit more sturdy, so you could probably go with a bigger tip than this, but if you're getting a standard telescoping, you need to get a tiny, tiny light tip like this one. And of the 3 tips I mentioned, the ceramic is the only one that's really suited for constant contact. Now, a few uses, I think, of the two-piece. I'm thinking a little bit, maybe you want to share a cane with someone. Say you live with someone else who's also visually impaired, and you guys wanted a cane that you can kind of both use whenever you need an extra one or something. This is, possibly a good option because you can put it to any height you want. Also, maybe if you're an entrepreneurial O&M instructor and you want to teach people who are probably not all of the same height, again, this cane will give you a lot of options as far as, how big you want. And even though this is the middle one, I think that this could be used for a child or something like that. So it's very versatile. And I also think perhaps if you were tabling or you were doing a demonstration and you wanted to kind of show people what it's like to use a cane, this would be a great option because you can set it to any length of who wants to try it out. And it would suit them, It's using a cane that's too small for you is very different from using one that's the right size for you. So this is a cool option if that's something that you want to do. Now, for me personally, this cane is just not very convenient for a couple of reasons. For one, I prefer a cane that I can fold up or telescope in. The whole purpose for me to get a standard telescoping cane was so that it would get small and I could stick it in my purse. But this one, obviously, it's long and I can't do that. When I use a cane, I want to be able to fold it and put it on my lap. I want to use it and then forget about it, and it's just a little bit more difficult to do that with this kind of cane. The other thing is that I use a cane at 46 inches. This cane, the shortest length is much shorter than 46 inches, and the longest length is much longer than that. So every time that I would want to use the cane, I would have to kind of eyeball or handball the length that I want. And there's no markings or clicks or anything to kind of indicate how much you've already pulled out. So it'd be really hard for every time I wanted to have to take it out and kind of estimate and then test it out. I think it's a lot easier to just get a cane that's made for your height and go from there. So to kind of sum up, I think this cane does have a couple of niche uses. It's definitely a very unique cane. I've never seen anything like it. One of the best ways to avoid making the same mistake I did is this was labeled as a graphite telescoping cane. If you see graphite, you can probably assume that this is what you're going to end up with. If you see fiberglass, that is likely going to be the standard telescoping cane. And really, it's hard to kind of notice this kinds of thing if you've never heard that before, so I hope that with this knowledge, you can get the right cane for you. It's also important to read all the fine print. It does say how short the cane gets, and that's something you need to pay attention to when you're going for the cane. So, I hope that this video helped you guys out. I have a blog at easiervision.wordpress.com where I write articles similar to the videos I post here on YouTube, just informational things that I hope help people out a little bit. You can email me at easiervision@gmail.com if you have any comments or questions specifically for me, and I will see you guys next time.